Hello, my people. Karzie here. Normally when we do to my people video, it's basically a little bit of a life update and a little bit of a channel update. This is going to be both and a little more. This is going to be kind of a way of me, I don't want to say revealing myself because that doesn't sound right, and I don't mean in the dirty, like, laughing sort of way. It's more of like a mental reveal, a way of me, like, you know, kind of rambling what goes on through my head a little bit. So it's gonna be more than just that. It's gonna be a lot more real, a lot more down to earth than what I normally bring to YouTube. But either way, you know, that rambles for later. Right now, let's do all the important stuff, and let's do what we normally do when we start this. Say hello to the new people. Hi. The quick and important part is for the next couple weeks, I'm probably not going to be uploading any videos. Don't worry, I am coming back. There is a reason to all this that I'm going to ramble out probably a lot more than I think I'm going to ramble out about. So I'm not going to be uploading for a little bit, but what I am going to be doing, or at least trying to do, is stream. So if you want to stop by and say hi, and if streams are your thing, feel free to stop by and say hi. Try to be streaming as often as I'm able to, and as often as I'm kind of willing to. Again, I'm going to ramble about all that very soon. Initiate ramble mode. The only way I can try to describe this in some sort of thought that's not going to just be a bunch of jumbled fucking words and thoughts all randomly placed badly together. I'm just gonna try to start from simple terms, I guess. When I record, I do everything in batches. I record in batches, I edit in batches, I upload in batches. I don't release in batches, but it basically everything's done in batches, even the annotations, and that's also why a lot of the annotations recently haven't been there. Doom still doesn't have its annotations, but hey. And well, basically how it goes is, in a perfect situation, is normally I don't get too much time to record, so I record what I can, and then while a series is being released, I am currently, you know, able to record once in a while and start editing out the next game. So in a perfect situation, by the time I get done with one, I have another, you know, ready to come out. And this way I can basically just keep on having steady content, and with luck, you know, be able to like release a video a day, which is what I aim for. This hasn't really been the situation for the past few months now, though. What ends up happening is I overload myself with shit to edit. Right now, I have probably 4 or so full games that I gotta edit through. And how this comes to be is, normally I'm kind of restricted on my time to record. I don't normally record unless the house is empty. It's just what I like to do. And so my brain has kind of taught itself to always be in the mood to record, or always be thinking of recording whenever the house is empty, because that's not always the case. Lately, I've been getting a lot more time to the house myself, even easier time to get more time in the house to myself. And what that ends up meaning is I end up recording more, and then more and more and more and more. And because I'll get in modes where I'm just like, oh, I don't feel like editing, I don't feel like doing that. And when I don't feel like doing it, I don't want to push myself to do it, because I feel like if I'm stressing and pushing myself while editing, that's going to reflect in the video. And I'm going to feel guilty whenever I look back on it and I say, yeah, I stressed out on the whole editing thing near the end of the series, so I just kind of got burnt out, because I would just push myself until I finished it. So it just kind of, it becomes this discouragement factor that just kind of becomes a delaying inhibitor, I guess you could say. Either way, now I got the thought in my head that I don't really want to edit unless I'm in the mood. Probably for good reason too, because if I'm in a bad mood, then I don't really want that to reflect in the videos either. Like, these videos are meant to be good, they're meant to bring joy, and I love the fact that they make people happy, and I love the fact that they can help people forget about a shitty time in their life that they may be going through now. Like, I feel like if I have been able to achieve that with a video to even one person, I feel like that video is successful. I mean, I cannot feel any more. I use that term, I know it's kind of odd, but to me, that's what a successful video is, when it does what it is in core meant to do, and that is to entertain for a short period of time. And usually when you entertain, it falls right along with, you know, it's a mixture of escapism from real life, and, you know, just turning a bad situation into a good frame of mind, even if it's temporary. I know this is kind of weird, but that is what I honestly feel, and I want to uphold that as best as I can. And that's why, you know, I've also been getting behind on the editing and whatnot. For the past few months, I have been, like, scraping the videos together. I haven't really edited unless I'm in the editing mood, but I've never been able to catch up. I've never been able to, like, just clear everything that I had, get it all done with. I've never finished. By the time, you know, I finish one game, usually, like, another one will release, and I'll go and I'll do that, but then another one will release right afterwards, and I'd rather edit that one out, and I go do that, you know, and then so some get pushed back, and I end up in this same situation where I basically have so much shit to go through and very little urge to do it. The urge probably isn't just me overloading myself, discouragement. This is around the time of my brother's birthday, and my brother passed away a couple years ago, so even last year I noticed myself to be a little odd. You know, it is what it is. So if memory serves me right, last year sometime after August, I just kind of disappeared for like a good month or so, and that's what I usually do when I feel overloaded and stressed the fuck out. And this kind of ties in because I used to be uploading like a video a day, or at least releasing a video a day, sometimes even two. Now for the past couple of months it's turned into like a weekday type thing, and even then I miss a lot of them. And every time I don't release a video, I feel like I have failed that day. I feel like, I don't want to say I feel like I failed you guys. I don't think that. I think I just feel more stressed that I didn't do it. Like, it's probably more of a mental thing. I probably don't even really need to stress it. I probably shouldn't. There's no real need for it, but my brain goes there. It's just what it does. It's what it's, like, trained itself for. So, combine this, I've got all this shit I gotta edit through, with no real urge to edit, with discouragement to edit because I have so much shit I gotta do, and I do a lot of fancy shit, and I spend a lot of time editing. Normally that doesn't faze me, but when you look back and you see that you've got hours of shit to go through, all I can think about is like, oh my god, that's going to be so much extra work because I want to do all my other shit too, you know. I'm probably not a fast editor, I'm probably a very slow editor, but hey, you know, I like it, I want to do it. It's just hard to feel that real urge to do it, and that's what I usually wait on. That's what I usually work with, because if I usually try to force it out, it ties into I might get a video I might not like, and then I feel like shit, and I feel bad that like I failed the end of a series, and so on and so forth. I wasn't kidding when I say this is kind of a mental reveal for me. This is borderline therapeutic for me, of me like letting you guys know, hey, this is what's going on in my head. Normally, I would keep this part of me separate from YouTube. I don't want my videos or this channel or anything to really be a thing of focus of all the stress. I don't want to keep on, I don't want, well, not keep on, but I don't want to make excuses. I don't want to, I don't want to bring a stressful environment to my channel. I want this to be fun for people. I want this to be where people feel good afterwards. And hopefully they can spread whatever feel good feelings that they have, even if it wasn't by me. It was just whatever. I like that. I am a firm believer that laughter is a very, very important, I almost want to say human necessity, but it's just very, very, very important to everyday life. There's tons of bad situations that everybody has to live through. Everyone's situation is very unique, and more often than not, it's usually something bad. And it's really easy to dwell on it. It's really easy to get caught up on it. I know I do. So I'm a firm believer that if you can make somebody laugh, feel good, it distract them from that thought even for a little bit, it's a good thing to do, and it's what I believe people should strive to do. Like if I was always the one, you know, I grew up in a family where my brother, you know, had a terminal illness, and I was the one, I didn't have any other brothers or sisters or anything. It was just my brother and my mom and my dad. So it kind of fell onto me, or I felt like it was my job to try to create as much joy in a sad situation as I can. That's what was taught to me, and that's what I feel like is the right move. There's a lot of moves I question in life about what I do, but there are certain things that I just feel like are definitely the right move. And that's also why I'm kind of rambling about this now. I feel like it's the right move to let you guys have a little bit of insight of this, of me, and maybe a good message will get across somewhere. I hope. I really do hope. But, you know, I feel like if someone gets joy, it just feels good, better from a situation after watching a video or something, like, and spreads that joy or something. You know, laughter is infectious. God, all that shit sounds lame, doesn't it? I can't fucking make it sound like anything that's not fucking sappy. Like, I just can't. I don't know how to do it. I'm trying to express an idea here, and I feel like it's a good idea, and I feel like it's a right idea, but damn it, aren't the words just really just really sappy? I'm not a sappy type, but you know, I feel like it is the right move. You know, spread joy, good joy, blah 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 blah. I feel at the end of the day, it's a lot of what helps people live life is what laughter they had that day. As much or as little as it is, I grew up with Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That Roger Rabbit was always talking about laughter is, I mean, he says it as a weapon, but I view it as a much more symbolic thing. Like, I view laughter as incredibly important. It helps a lot of people. It's helped me through a lot, and I feel like it's helped a lot of other people through a lot. And I would like to keep on that theme. That very sappy, mushy, gushy theme. Instead of feeling stressed about, you know, me being emotional around this time, instead of me being stressed about, you know, waiting until I have an urge to edit that might not come soon enough, before I run out of videos, I just decided to say, you know what, I'm going to be kind of out of it and a little bit emotional anyways, like it's just going to be expected, because my whole brother's birthday thing. So instead of trying to fight it and stress about it, and instead of just basically getting stressed to the point where I just don't do anything and I disappear for like a month, I want to try the idea of streaming instead. I feel like that might be a good middle ground. I still feel productive. I feel like I'm doing stuff, and at the same time, streaming's a lot less work and it's a lot less stressful. So I think I'm gonna do that for a little bit at least. As far as games, I didn't even think about that. I was thinking maybe Fallout 3 New Vegas. I've never played Fallout 3. I remember when Fallout 3 came out to Xbox, I literally went to a GameStop and got it for Xbox. I think it was the 360, and every single time I got out of the vault or on the loading bar out of the vault, the game would crash. And we took the game back, and the next game did the same thing, but it would have different glitches at different places, even though I removed the file and everything. And basically, long story short, we went through that entire source collection of Fallout 3. That was like 6+ copies. So I never saw outside the vault with my own eyes on regular Fallout 3. Problem is, Fallout 3's been everywhere, and everybody I know has played the shit out of it. It's kind of like Skyrim. You can't really, you know, if you haven't played it, you probably know too much about it anyways. But I'm told New Vegas is a good answer for me, because I know very little about it, and it seems to have a lot of the same aspects. So, and again, I know very little about it. So that it sounds like a good idea to me. After that, I have no clue. We'll just see whatever the hell I feel like at the time. I'll also probably have occasional friends drop by the stream once in a while too. Maybe Strad and Stabby might come by. I don't know. I haven't really asked them yet, so I don't know what's going on with that. God, this is starting to turn into like a rambling vlog more than anything, isn't it? probably a really long and bad one too. And if this idea works out well, I may do more like it in the future if around stressful times in life instead of me just kind of getting stressed and either disappearing or making bad videos. This sounds like a good answer to me. It sounds like a great middle ground. So yeah, that's lots of stress, lots of real life shit, and streaming sounds like a good answer. Now, I wanted to say before, I just want to touch this before I finish. Don't feel like I'm trying to stress you guys with this or anything like that. And I also understand that some people, people are gonna be like, hey, you're probably overthinking the whole editing thing too much. And you know what? They're probably right. I am a vast overthinker and dweller, and it just kind of stacks up. It just kind of adds up. And sometimes I stress about things a lot more than they're worth. Like, the stress is just, like, I think about it, and it's more stressful than actually doing it. So it just kind of becomes this mental thing. I'm kind of a little bit of a mental case when it comes to this shit. Kind of why I said part of this is going to be a little reveal. But just don't feel stressed, don't feel sorry. It's all on me. And at the same time, I hope you can understand where I'm coming from. Alright, now I think I got all of it. I hope. I just threw the tablet that had notes. Yeah, I actually wrote notes for this one. Like, I actually wrote notes for this one. If you have any ideas of other games, I feel free to mention. I'm always willing to ideas. I was even thinking, maybe a little bit of Miasmata. I don't know. I know Thrill Junkie's been, like, mentioning that game to me for, like, forever. And I've always, like, kind of said I would, but I never actually, like, did. So that might be a thing too. No promises. Don't take any of this as promises. I'm just hoping I'm going to be able to stream as often as I can. But if I am, I'll be right there on that URL. Do people even call it URLs anymore? I don't even know. Just website, directory, address? Just what do they call it now? Like, what's the spiel with that? I don't know. Either way, it's there. You should see it. There should be a thing right there. Probably in the middle of your screen. It might be going towards the top now. It might even be doing loop-de-loops. Maybe not loop-de-loops, but little spins down to, like, the bottom right. So there it is. There. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. And I also don't want it to feel like I'm stressing anybody out with any of this shit either. So, hopefully I'll see you guys at the stream. Alright? Alright. Take care, my people. Stay awesome. Karzie out.